Monday, everyone. Are you zen?
Oh, were you zen? Are you zen now?
Well, you've had the Aria diffuser going, so that's pretty zen.
Actually, it is pretty zen. I love the, what would you call it? It's like bamboo flutes or something.
There's all different kinds of, I guess, music that comes out of the Aria. I think there's 7 different kinds.
I do feel quite zen, given that we've been running around like crazy people. Hey, it's Monday night, and that means it's time for...
Let's talk about.
And it is time for Let's Talk About. We're here every Monday night, and we love meeting with you. It's one of the highlights. Well, I don't know about Kim. She goes, meh. But for me, it's one of the highlights of my week.
He doesn't get to talk to anyone.
It's like the only time I get out, and that's only virtually.
Well, you don't even get to go, yeah.
So, no, we love being with you guys. So, and tonight, really important topic, I think. I think it's a super important topic. We are talking about mindfulness. And we're going to talk about what mindfulness is, we're going to talk about why it's a good thing, and we're going to talk about how to be mindful. And then I know Kim's going to crap on about some other stuff. But that's
Jeremy wanted to call this "Who Gives a Crap About Mindfulness?" And I said, "You can't swear." Well, actually, he didn't want to use the C word. He wanted to use something else.
Yeah.
The S word.
Who gives a what? I don't even know what the S
Play
word
the song.
is. All right, it's good to have you with us.
Anyway, if you've already got the mindfulness kit, the new mindfulness kit from Young Living, let us know what your favourite product is in that kit. So, I know I saw Kylie commented before, but let us know in the comments what your favourite
So we're just going to go, let's talk about mindfulness. How easy is that? Let's talk about mindfulness. That was easy.
Comment below.
Here we go.
Mindfulness. Right.
Mindfulness.
So, Jeremy, what is mindfulness and why do we need to be mindful?
I'm so glad that you asked me that. Off the top of my head, mindfulness.
He's not very mindful.
Well, no, I mean, I actually find mindfulness fascinating because if you look up Wikipedia, here's the definition. It says, mindfulness, the process of purposefully bringing your attention to experiences happening in the present moment. And the bit I like is without judgment. So it's this idea of thinking about what's happening at that present moment. So you could be thinking about your thinking, you could be thinking about how you're feeling, you could be thinking about your breathing. Basically, it's whatever you're choosing to think about. And that word choosing is actually that's the key to it all. So whatever you choose to fill your mind with, that's mindfulness.
And I've got friends who do mindful eating, and so it's about when they actually eat a meal, rather than gulping it down or standing up, quickly eating breakfast in the mornings, they're actually being really mindful of each bite, each taste, each everything. And that mindfulness actually helps them be more aware of what they're putting in their bodies, and their bodies are a temple, and it actually makes them healthier.
I'm about to make 2 statements which will annoy lots of people. Should I just unleash them? So number 1 is, for all the dog lovers and cat lovers and animal lovers out there, I'm going to argue that human beings are the only animals on earth that can think about their thinking. So in a sense, I think we're the only animals that can be mindful because we can step back and be objective and actually think about what we're thinking and think about what we're feeling. We're not driven just by our, what are animals driven by?
Their basic needs, I guess.
Their instincts, thank you. Yeah, so that's one thing. So animal lovers, you can hate me now, that's fine, I'll deal with that. And number 2 is that multitasking is actually a myth. And the research shows that we can only think about one thing. If you're a guy, that's sex. If you're a woman, it's about thinking about, oh God, he's thinking about sex again. But in all seriousness, you can't multitask, right? When we think we're multitasking, it's actually our mind jumping back and forth across different topics. And the problem with that is it diminishes both our concentration and it takes a lot of energy to switch, right? So let's talk about the benefits of mindfulness, okay, before we get to the products and stuff. I want to talk about two seemingly opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Because let me ask you, first of all, have you ever felt scattered? Like your brain is just over a million different things, you're all over the place, your thoughts are racing from one thing to the other?
I feel like that every afternoon.
Exactly, right. So that's one end of the spectrum. But at the other end of the spectrum, have you ever ruminated about something? And when we think about ruminating, it actually comes from the idea of cows chewing their cud and ruminating. So they're just like, that's when you just get a thought and it just keeps coming over and over and you just can't get off it. Have you ever had that experience?
I don't know, if I say yes, does it mean I'm a cow?
No. I think it's something that we all struggle with, you know. But the interesting thing is that both those things, feeling scattered and ruminating, just unable to let go of a thought, they're actually both caused by the same thing, which is an inability to control what your mind is full of. So it's either full of everything or it's just full of one thing that you can't get away from. So I see mindfulness as being able to take a step back and make a choice, and that choice is about what fills your mind, right? So, and having a choice is actually what gives you control. So in both those situations, you feel like things are out of control because you can't, like there's either a million thoughts and you're jumping from one to the other, or there's just one thought and you can't get it out of your head. So mindfulness is really important. It's a great skill to have, and it actually can bring you a lot of peace. Now, some people, when they think of mindfulness, they think of meditation. And my initial thoughts about meditation before I actually did it were some guy going, empty your mind of everything and think of nothing. What's the problem with trying to think of nothing?
You think of everything.
Yeah, it's
like on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's like the pink, if I say, don't think of a pink elephant, what are you going to think about?
Well, when I go to yoga, my yoga teacher says, and when your mind begins to wander, and I'm like, she knows me. She knows my mind's already wandered. I've already gone through my whole list of tomorrow's tasks.
Yep. So, okay, I'm going to give you the formula, 4 steps to practice mindfulness. And none of this is rocket science. It's simple. It's super simple, but it's kind of hard because mindfulness is like a muscle. You need to train it, and you just get better at it the more you do it. Okay, so here are the 4 steps. Number 1, decide what it is that you want to focus on. So what you're going to fill your mind with. Now that could be your breathing, that could be a candle, that could be a sound, that could be a picture, that could be a task that you're doing, because mindfulness doesn't have to just be some meditation thing. You can practice mindfulness in every situation. It just means choosing what it is that you're focusing on. It could be a person even. If you're having a conversation, you can choose to be mindful about that. So that's number 1, decide what you're going to focus on. Number 2, know that when other thoughts appear, know that other thoughts will appear, because that's just the way our brain works. Like, stuff comes into our mind, but here's what you do. So step number 3 is when thoughts do come into your mind, number 1, acknowledge them. So recognize that they're there. I'm thinking about this, but without judgment. That's not the end of the world. Just go, well, that's just normal. I'm thinking about this. Okay, number 2 is thank them. Because if something comes into your mind when you're trying to think of something else, that means that there's a niggling thing in your brain that's going, you need to think about this. And normally it's about our survival. So, because that's the way we're wired, is for survival. So you need to go, thank you for coming up with that thought. That's important. Then release them, let them go and say, do you know what, I'm going to think about that later. Thanks for coming. I'll talk to you a bit later. And then refocus back on your object of desire, or whatever it is you're focusing on. And then number 4, the 4th step, is when you're finished, just spend a few minutes considering those thoughts that popped up and think, well, okay, why was I thinking about that? Why did that come into my mind? What am I concerned about? What do I need to do about that? Okay, so there's the formula.
Thank you.
That's okay. It's actually remarkably freeing, I find.
And if that all doesn't work for you, then Young Living has the perfect new set just for you. I love that it already comes in a gift box, so when I want to give it to someone who I want to help be more mindful, it's already wrapped up. I love, purple's obviously my favourite colour. Although, I don't know, would you call that purple or blue? Anyway,
blue.
But basically
I'm
it
told.
comes in a box and it's got, you know, like your tissue paper and all that kind of stuff. Now I'm going to show you my favourite product first, which comes in this beautiful little thing. Now it actually comes not made up with the crystals in it. I've already had my water in it today, so it's already got some water,
Do you want to hold that for you?
yeah, being in
Okay.
it. So the
This looks really cool. It's got this little crystally compartment down the bottom.
yeah, so
So
the
do
crystals
they-
actually
do they
come
go
in
in the
this little
bottom?
bag, yeah.
Uh-huh,
And
okay.
so what you need to do is, like, well, there's a full moon coming up, so that's the best time to cleanse your crystals, so you can leave them out in the full moon, so they attract the full moon energy. But they basically, this little bit here, so this is like a silicone, so your crystals
okay.
go in there. Okay, so you can rinse them underwater if you want, but they're not actually touching your water. So they go in that little bit, they suction on the bottom like that, and then they go in the bottom of your bottle, and you can fill it up. It's glass, so you can add a couple of drops of, you know, your lemon, your orange, grapefruit, that kind of thing.
And it should be glass anyway, because plastic water bottles are terrible.
Yeah, mess with your hormones.
They do.
Anyway, so there you go. Now, the thing is, at the moment, it's actually got rose quartz crystals in it. And rose quartz is obviously, you know, for heart energy, heart chakra, for love, for peace, for relieving stress and tension, getting rid of anger and negative emotions, all of that kind of stuff.
That's ideal for you.
So you fill your water bottle up with some distilled water. Wait 10 minutes for the energy from the crystals to obviously infuse into your water before drinking it. I just saw that Laura just said that it's for self-love as well.
Self-love.
Yeah. Obviously we all could do with some extra self-love. So at the moment, that's what it comes with. But in the next few days, they're going to swap over to the amethyst crystal, which is the purple one. And eventually, like in a week or so, you're actually going to choose. So there'll be 2 different codes, and you will be able to choose between the amethyst, which, you know, protection, once again still for releasing negative emotions, but it's actually good for like getting in touch or raising your spiritual awareness. So it's good for your third eye and your crown chakra, so those higher order chakras. So you can choose, and my favorite color is purple. Obviously, I just said that before. So one of my daughters wants this one, and I'm going to order another one so I can get the purple one. Laura just said it's also, amethyst is great for mental clarity. So there you go. If you want some extra mental clarity, get the purple amethyst bottle.
Cool.
So that's the bottle that comes with it. If you didn't really understand what Jeremy said about mindfulness, then it comes with a book.
How could you not understand that? It was so good.
It's 150 little ways to make big change. It's actually even got in the front of it like what mindfulness is, an introduction to mindfulness. So it actually teaches you all about mindfulness. And then it's got lots of different daily tasks that you can go through. So there's that cute little book. There is a sheet of cards that you can use. So these are attitude of gratitude, mindful water, and reset your mind. And so it's about basically setting intentions and things like that, which, you know, is a good thing to do. And then you've got, because these all go with the things that are in the kit, right? So you get the mindful water. There's a thing about, quite frankly, you're the best. So it's I'm frankful for instead of I'm grateful for.
That's so corny.
And then you get
frankful.
I'm grateful for, thanks for. So anyway, you get that with the set as well. You get the shower steamers. Okay, so these are the easy breathe ones. So if you want to get some clarity, some focus, things like that, you can pop these in your shower. Now you need to put them somewhere where they're not going to be in direct, like with the water. So somewhere where they're going to get the steam, but not the direct, like not right, in the bottom of your shower. But like I've put mine on a soap holder, or you can put them in the corner where they're not going to be directly getting any water on them.
I feel like I can smell them. They smell really good.
Yeah, so those ones are really good, the easy breathe ones for winter time as well, because they've got those winter oils in it.
Now I'm fascinated by this.
Okay, so this is a lava rock diffuser, okay? Now my friend Kylie Bryant, who's all of your friends as well, she just recently got a sauna, and I got one of these lava diffusers in February from Young Living, and I had no idea what to do with it. And I saw that she actually has been using it in her sauna. She puts the oils on it, so when the steam comes, it actually helps, give, like, rather than put the oils directly on anything in the steamer, she's putting them on this lava rock diffuser. But the thing is, if you're anywhere without power, or maybe you want to put it in your car, and you can't run your normal diffuser, then this is a great alternative. So a lava rock diffuser, so it's just like your lava bracelets. So you know how we put them on our bracelets, and the oils smell comes off them, same thing. It's just a bigger version of your lava diffuser bracelet. Okay, so they're the products that come in the mindfulness kit, and then you get 3 essential oils. Okay, so you get frankincense. So obviously frankincense is an essential oil that's great for spiritual awareness. So whether you're trying to increase your meditation ability, so as Jeremy said, mindfulness is all about being able to clear your mind and do that meditative practice. So if you're trying to enhance your meditation or yoga or prayer or affirmations or whatever, then obviously frankincense is great. I just recently posted a graphic of doing a frankincense shower, which I also do believe showers because I need believe. But frankincense is great for, it's like the reset button, right? Yeah. If you're worried or feeling a bit anxious or whatever and you need a reset, then a couple of drops of frankincense on your crown chakra, because that's, obviously connection to source and spirit and things like that. So, there's your frankincense. And it's why,
It's hard to explain how powerful frankincense is until you've actually tried it. I use it for meditation when I'm doing stretches and meditation in the morning. There's just something magical about it. Anyway.
Yeah. And even if you're not into all the mindfulness type stuff, great for your skin, right? Or like, Danae, whenever she talks about skin, she will, he's the king. Frank is the king, okay? So every woman needs some frankincense in their skin routine. So if you don't use it for anything else, definitely put it on your skin. The next one is grounding. So Jeremy wrote me a list of what was in ground. Well, more so what was in awaken, because it's an amazing oil. But grounding has white fir, the beautiful Northern Lights black spruce, which comes from the farm in British Columbia that gets the Northern Lights. Ylang-ylang, pine, cedarwood, angelica, and juniper. Okay. Now we did talk about grounding just recently on a previous Let's Talk About video. Great for, when we're feeling scattered or we're having difficulty, grounding ourselves. And I did that little exercise where I talked about being a tall tree and imagining my roots growing deep, deep, deep into the ground. So if you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it, because using grounding, inhaling it, making a scent tent and doing the grounding exercise is really, really great.
Just quickly, for those people who are cynical about all this stuff and they're going, this is all a bit hippy-dippy, it's full of sesquiterpenes, and sesquiterpenes seem to act on our brain as we inhale them. They really do bring a sense of calm and emotional balance. So there's nothing magical about that in that sense. It's amazing.
The third oil that you actually get in this collection is one of my favourites. I love the smell of awaken. Yeah. I could wear that as a perfume. It actually has 5 different blends in it. It has joy. Okay, joy has rose in it and all of your high frequency oils. So imagine the frequency of awaken. It's got present time. For those of you who've seen me talk about my travels overseas and how I have difficulty adjusting to the time zones and things like that, I absolutely love present time. But present time is really important at the moment because everybody's worried about the future and what's going to happen. And the whole idea of being mindful is just being present today. Today, right at this minute, is all I can control and what I'm going to do next. Only the next thing on my list. And so that's why present time is really good, and it's in awaken. It's got harmony. Harmony, wow, who loves harmony? love that. Use it on my heart chakra, well, all my chakras, but especially my heart chakra. It's got forgiveness. So harmony and forgiveness are actually in the feelings kit. And it's got dream catcher. So a lot of people think the dream catcher is actually to help people sleep, but Gary actually created dream catcher to actually help people to understand or to have dreams about what they want to happen. So it was kind of like you know, if you have difficulty remembering your dreams, or you know you want to understand your dreams a little bit more, then Dreamcatcher's perfect for you. So he used to put it on his pillow at night because Gary had big dreams. He was, you know, that's why this company is so amazing, because he saw what we were going to be a long time ago, and he knew that's where we were going, and he always talked about putting Dreamcatcher on his pillow. So Dreamcatcher is in Awaken as well. So not only is there 5 blends, but those 5 blends all up have 31 different essential oils.
Yeah.
So if you can't get all of those oils, get Awaken, because you've got all 5 of those blends and all 31 of those oils in that little blend there. So this kit is amazing. I cannot speak more highly of it. Watch this space, because there's more kits coming. I'm so excited. I know Karen Cameron just sent me a message before asking me about something that was now in the price list, and I said, oh, secret squirrel, because you know there's another new kit coming soon. So yeah, I'm really excited about these new bundles that Young Living's making up, and this one's really beautiful. So you know, if you want the purple one, it'll be available in the next few days, and as I say, eventually you'll actually get to choose between the pink and the purple bottle. So
It's pretty awesome.
yeah,
We'd love you to spend some time just being mindful, especially at the moment. We just, as Kim said, you need to be in the present moment. I was talking to my daughter just earlier, and she said she's been feeling a bit anxious, and she's realised that she just needs to live in the moment, enjoy it for what it is, enjoy the present time. So,
all right. See you next week. Next week we've got a special guest. We're going to be blooming. Guess who we've got as our guest next week? Anyway, comment below if you know. All right, see you guys.
see you guys.